And this is Oldecam.
And this is not a spring chicken. One of the hot topics today, of course, is the redistricting or U.S. Census.
Yeah, it's the politicizing of the census. They're taking from the Commerce Department, therefore taking the Senator Gregg's main job away from him and giving him virtually no power whatsoever.
What was Senator Gregg supposed to do?
Well, he was going to run the Commerce Department. The biggest job the Commerce Department has is every 10 years running the census.
But why does he want to put it under Rahm Emanuel?
Because
under the White House?
Because it becomes under Rahm Emanuel, who is a partisan Democrat and a Chicago politician.
Yeah, but that's not even supposed to... Doesn't he have a full plate already?
This is the only plate that's going to be of any concern to Rahm Emanuel, is redistricting the entire country to favor the Democratic Party, because this is the good one. The Democratic Party favor sampling to determine how many people are in an area.
So what difference does that make? Because before, what did they do? They
by law, they're
every
supposed
house?
to go to every house in the country, or make an effort to go to every house. Democrats have now said it is too cost prohibitive and too large, so we think that we should do sampling, which means they can go to an area, deliberately only sample Democrats, and say the area is totally Democrat.
Oh, that's why they're trying to do that.
Yeah, and the Democrats also say that there's no reason to ask whether a person is a citizen of this country or not, because they are living here.
What?
That's going to be gone.
Wait a minute. Okay, what has it been under previous censuses?
You have to put, whether you're whether you're an immigrant, whether you're living here, whether you were born here. Lots and lots of questions to help determine things.
Well, this is going to be pretty much like the election then.
Yeah. Okay. If you like the election, you're going to see that in the next census.
Well,
I mean, they figured there will be districts all over the country that will be listed as heavily Hispanic and Democrat, even if there's only. It's just like, okay, what happens is when you hold a town hall meeting, a Democrat holds a town hall meeting, or a Republican, they'll hold that meeting in an area that they know,
favors
their
party.
I mean, and they'll also only ask questions of people that they know that are going to ask the questions that they want heard. So
that's why these town hall meetings are almost like a farce, because
yeah.
It's like everybody that's in there, they already know ahead of time.
Yeah.
And they already have the questions ahead of time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we were offered to go hear, the Democrats speak. The problem was they said the press would have to refrain from asking any questions, and if we wanted to ask a question, we had to submit that question in advance and be a member of the meeting. That's not exactly how you're supposed to hold a town hall meeting. It's supposed to be spontaneous. And instead you have to, press has to be part of it. What you do is you take your tag off, toss it over your back, or toss it behind you, and then ask a question. It's a setup.
oh,
We didn't go because of that, but this is how it's going to be in the new census ran by Chicago.
Well, wait a minute. How do they have the control to do that? Who determines how a census is run?
The guy in charge, which will be Rahm Emanuel.
Oh, because he put it in.
It's going under his office. He will decide with the support of the Democratic House and Senate that these are the new rules, which basically there are laws about the census.
But oh, that's true. He just changes the rules.
He just changes
or
the
they
rules.
don't enforce.
Or
Here's the thing is, or they don't enforce rules that exist.
Democrats tend to enforce, as you know from the tax thing, laws are for other people, not for us.
Oh, you mean like all the nominees for
I
cabinet
mean,
positions?
I saw one thing this morning. One of the left-leaning people, one of the left-leaning stations, was talking about how he already knows how to census, and the one area has got a lot of illegal Latins living in a heavily Republican area.
Oh, you already know what the census is going to say.
He said that he already drew a line, saying that this is now going to move the Democrat district up way into the Republicans' area, and therefore take away representation and money from them.
Oh, that's actually really bad. Well, wait. So, do you think the election was very much about the census and the future?
Well, yeah, because it's a good one. The census is held every 10 years. If you pay attention to how things are, it tends to be held in a year the Democrats have control of something. And so the district for decades has simply went more Democratic than Republican. I mean,
This
certainly.
this is atrocious. So if people like it, they're going to do nothing. If people don't like it, what can they do?
Well,
They really can't do anything.
can't do anything. No, but put this. What you see, the stimulus that you don't like, the census you're not going to love, you blame directly upon John McCain.
Well, okay, so you blame John McCain, but what can you do to change it now? Nothing.
Nothing. Whatever you don't like, you blame directly on John McCain.
Well, I mean, I guess you couldn't contact your representatives in Congress.
Because the representatives, the Republicans do not control the House, they do not control the Senate, they don't have the presidency. You blame that directly on John McCain.
Well, I know you can blame it on him, but
There's
can't you do something about
The
it?
Democrats control the House, the Democrats control the
You
Senate.
can impeach the president.
Democrats control the House, Democrats control the Senate, Democrats control the president.
You impeach the representatives.
The Democrats control those areas.
So then they should just lay over and play dead?
You basically, what you have to do is to do something that the Democrats don't like.
What's that?
Basically, it's something that okay, put it this way. Everybody, including the left-leaning statisticians, say that this stimulus cannot possibly work. Okay, there are certain things. Benjamin Franklin said the impossible is never an opinion, it's a matter of fact. But in mathematics, things are set. You cannot change a mathematical equation.
Right.
And basically,
it's like 1 + 1 = 2.
And if if you borrow $1, that dollar has to be paid back. It's just like the government can't declare bankruptcy like people and businesses can. So if you borrow $1 here, you either have to print more money to cover it, or you have to borrow money down the line. So therefore, it is a physical impossibility for the stimulus to work because it is so unbelievably out of balance with with what resources are, and you can't. And like the Democrats are telling everybody, Pelosi, Reid, Obama, that Republicans did tax cuts. They don't work. Yeah. So they're going to raise taxes in a down economy. That's not going to work. And what happens is they said if the stimulus package makes things worse, the Democrats are out in 2 years. But the god-awful problem is that then you get a vindictive Republican Congress.
Well, that's just as bad.
Okay, first thing that will happen when the Republicans take the House, which a lot of them expect them to do because of the way it's so left now, that they're going to impeach Obama. Which basically you have the Clinton wars all over again. There's not enough strength, not enough support in the Senate for it, but they will, they'll throw an impeachment proceeding at Obama because they can ram it through the House. So it's just, everything is a god-awful disaster, and like I said, you blame it all on John McCain. And nope, there's only one person in this world who's responsible for this mess. It's not George Bush, it is John McCain. So then you wondered when I was going to get on the other side of the issue. I am, because I've been around for a long time, and I have never seen politics as partisan as they are now.
Oh, it's horrible as far as partisanship. Well, the other part is the Republican Party can get off its and get somebody that's electable. I mean, Giuliani would have been electable.
Yeah, but he didn't appeal to the Christian right.
Well, there's a problem there.
And
because people don't want all that moralizing.
Okay, the reason we're going to have a census that is so far from reasonable is because of the Christian right. I mean, these guys are sitting there. I see them listening on talk radio and other things because they pick them up anywhere. All they talk about is God, this, God, that, God. You're going to be punished. You're going to do that. And basically, public is tired of Republican moralizing. They thought if we give the Democrats a chance, they'll simply change things.
Well, that moralizing is just as bad as the Democrats redistributing your income or your wealth.
Yeah, no, but they
or taking away or taxing you.
That's what census will do. Census is a tremendous redistribution of money because it will take money from one area. Say, rich districts will have money taken from them and put over into districts that aren't wealthy because they redistrict lines in order to toss more money into one area.